Oh, good
Good
morning.
morning, Prof.
All right, thank
Good
you.
morning,
Whoever.
Prof.
Okay. So you're welcome once again to today's lecture. If you take a look at the course outline or the model descriptor, you will observe that we are supposed to do leadership behavior and not strategic leadership practices for organization success. But I've decided to bring this one in here so that I can give you your individual assignment as well as the group assignment to give you ample time to complete for us to do the presentation during our last session. So indirectly, I'm giving you a clue that for our last session, we will be doing our individual presentation as well as a recap of one complete topic and then a recap of what we would have done for the whole period. Now, before I proceed, may I know if anyone has a question to ask or a clarification so far as what we did last week is concerned. If I don't hear anything, I would volunteer somebody to please refresh our memory on what we did last week so that we will proceed from the known to the unknown. Anyone in class. Let me give you 2 minutes to refresh your memory on what we have done, and then it will help you share what you learned last week.
Good morning, Prof. T.
Any volunteer?
Hello, Prof.
Hello.
Please, good morning.
No.
Okay, so last week,
So this is Alice talking, right?
yes, please, Prof. So in summary, last week we talked about leadership, who a leadership was, and then to my understanding after the lecture, I got to know that leadership is about influence a subordinate to act willingly towards an achievement of a goal. And then we also talked that a leader should be a good communicator between yourself and then your subordinates. Then we also talk about the trait theory approach to leadership. We got to know that we have the inherited traits, which talks about intelligence, and then by Morehouse 2017, and then we talk about self-confidence, we talk about determination, integrity, and then social ability. That is the traits of a leadership approach. So when we came to know about the intelligence, that's one, the leader has to be a self-confident, and then that includes the self-esteem, self-assurance, and then the belief that the person can make a difference, and then to also allow the subordinates to for the leaders to allow the subordinate to feel assured. And then I also got to know about what makes a person self-confident. And then I got to know that the person must be able to work under pressure, and then the person must be self-aware and resilient. The person must compose him or herself in all circumstances and then willing to accept corrections and then response. Then another trait we talk about was the determination, integrity, that is quality to being honest and trustworthy. Then we talk about the social, being sociable, that is friendly, and then diplomatic, outgoing, tactful, sensitive to other needs, and how to show concern. Then we came about how does the traits approach work. Then we also talk about the practical applicants. That is being assessment and selection, that is to gather feedback from details on the person. And so at the end of the day, I got to know that being a leader, we talk about another aspect, which is the path goal theory. And then some of the path goals theory is being directive, supportive, participative, and then achievement oriented. So please, in summary, this is what I learned. Thank
All
you.
right. A very good summary. Thank you, Alice. Any other person to comment, share what he or she picked, and then we can proceed from there.
Hello, Prof. T.
Yes, Patricia.
I was even going to ask a question before Alice came in.
All right.
At the beginning
But
of the class,
before you ask the question, I think I want to make some few smoothing of some edges, some comments that Alice made, if I'm permitted to. If you
yes,
won't
please,
forget
Prof.
your questions, okay.
No, I won't forget.
All right, so you proceed. I will give a bit about what we learned last week, just to add to what Alice said for her to get certain things right. So please go ahead.
Okay. So, Prof, at the beginning, when we were looking at what leadership was or who a leader was, you made mention that there were some variables that we have to consider anytime we had to define what leadership is or who a leader is. And then you said these variables were, we had to consider the individual, there should be an influence, there should be a set goal, and that it's a process and not an action. Now, basing on these variables, I came up with a definition, and I wanted to read out so that you clarify and help me understand if it suits the definition I have come up with is in line with the variables that are supposed to guide us. So I said, when I was doing my personal studies, I based on the variables and defined leadership as a process of devoting oneself to direct an individual or a group of people you share common set goals with, which influences the outcomes of the individual, group, or organization as a whole.
All right. The variables are well captured. The only challenge, a bit of a challenge I have with the definition is, you said you direct, but the whole thing is you want to influence the people. It is not all the time that you end up directing the people. In some situations, you end up guiding them. Okay. You see, directing, it's more authoritative. But if you are guiding somebody, so the word influencing, you may influence them by directing them. You may influence them by guiding them. You may influence them by co-creating with them. Are you getting me?
Yes, Prof. T.
So it is just a matter of playing around the word so that it is not like every time your attempt to influence people involves directing them. But whatever you are doing for them to buy into your idea, be it the individual, be it the group, so that at the end, the set target is achieved. Is the objective. But you've done very well by trying to come up with your own definition. And with this, anytime you need to make comments, not necessarily defining, because at our stage, it's not about defining, but it's about expressing the view of what it will come up more easily than somebody who has not attempted to work at it. So you've done very well by that. So consider my comment and then try what up to your definition.
Okay, Prof.
Yes, madam.
So after we were done defining the
Patricia, I'm missing you.
leadership, you made us understand
I
that
missed the
for
part
a
of
leader
your
to be very
submission.
effective. Hello, Prof.
Yes.
So I was saying that you made us also understand that for leaders to be very effective, some theories guided what goes into the process or what is being done in the leadership process.
Thank you. And so kindly just be listening as Patricia submits, and I'll be bringing in certain pointers to reframe what you said. So Patricia, please go ahead.
So that is where we came to look at the threat theory and how we're going to apply it. Now, you made us understand that the trait theory focuses on fishing out particular qualities that makes leaders stand out from non-leaders. So it differentiates leaders from people who are not leaders.
Yes.
Now, you said that the theory believes that people from their birth carry certain capabilities within, which helps them to deliver well when made leaders. I'm just trying not to use your words because I did my own notes. Now, the theory also believes that leaders should have certain distinct characteristics. That means that when you are a leader, there should be certain things that makes you stand out, like was said in what the theory is about. Now, you said that despite there being a number of theories, the one that stands out was that of the Northern House in 2017. And they came up, North House in 2017, and they came up with 5 traits they believe that every leader must have, which was the intelligence, self-confidence, determination, integrity, and sociability, like my sister Alice mentioned earlier. Now, diving into the traits, I'll summarize. The first one, according to Norton House, is intelligence. Now, I remember that we had to deliberate on the third point you projected on your slide, which said that although it is good to be bright, leaders' intellectual ability should not differ too much from that of the subordinates. And then we had my brother Robert
right? We had reasons for that, right?
Yes, we had reasons for that. You opened the forum for, I think Wisdom came in to give an opinion, also explained why you asked us to to talk as to whether we agree with the point or whether we do not agree. Robert came in and made us understand that although it is good for leaders to be intellectual.
Patricia, just a minute, please.
Okay.
3 minutes, please. Patricia, please go ahead. Sorry. Hello, Patricia. Yes.
Hello, Prof. T.
Please go ahead.
Yes, so before we took the break, I was diving into the 5 traits of North House 2017. Now, Madam, you made us understand that the first trait, which was the intelligence, we learned that although a leader has to be intelligent or must be an intellect, said the literature says that there has to be limits to the level of intelligence the leader is supposed to have in order not to bridge his or her followers. Now, when it came to the second one, which was the self-confidence, you made us understand that the person, when we say somebody is self-confident or a leader is self-confident, the person is assertive, resilient, and has a positive outlook at things. Now, you said the person is able to compose themselves well in all situations, and they are very open to feedback. Now, the third trait, which was the determination, you explained that determination is somebody's desire to get something done. Now, you said that it means that you are able to come up with initiatives as a leader willingly, and then you are able to encourage others. Even when they want to give up, you still encourage them not to give up, and you are always there for them. Now, the fourth trait, which is the integrity, you explain to us that when we say somebody, like when you talk about integrity, it means that the leader or the person is somebody that we can trust and that the person is very honest. And then it means that it makes you like you are being, it's easy for people to believe you when you say something, making it easy for them to follow whatever instructions that you give. Now, the last one, which was the sociability, you made mention that since being a leader involves dealing with people, there is that need for you to be sociable or build social relationships by being friendly and welcoming, although you'll be diplomatic. Now, you went ahead and we looked at how to apply the traits approach within an organization, where you said that now this trait, it helps us to get a clear picture of when and where each person fits in the organization. And that makes it very easy when it comes to working towards organizational goals. So that is what I was able to take out of last week's lecture, Madam.
You took lots so far as the trait theory is concerned, and that is commendable. We also looked at the path goal theory, and this trait theory, we would go back to it from another perspective today, and I would want you to be interested in it because at a point you may need to blend this trait theory from North-House perspective and others so far as strategic leadership is concerned. So it's good you capture the first part, the fourth traits of a leader so far as North-House is concerned, and then that fourth trait of strategic leaders that we are going to talk about today, and see how we can make these traits to ensure that we perform for organizational success. So thank you for the so for the path theory, we indicated that for a leader's success or for leaders to have any positive impact on employees. The first is to clarify whatever goal you want them to achieve. Take out all obstacles of the way, and then the return. And the major prepare the part is about the leader's behavior.
Hello, Prof.
Hello.
Please, we can hardly hear you. Yes, please.
Can you hear me now? Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello,
Can
Prof.
you hear me?
We can hear you now.
All right.
It's better now.
Okay. I think when I so you can hear me now, right?
Prof, it's on and off.
Wow.
Yes, the voice comes higher, then goes lower, as though you are fainting. It's fainting off. Like right now, it's not good.
All right. Then again, let me just give a summary, and then I'll go back. Pardon me?
It's better now.
We thank God. Okay. So I was saying that with the path goal theory, you let the people know the path, which I have already talked about. And then you think about the leader's behavior. You are also interested in the follower characteristics. And then you are also interested in the task characteristics. All these should be considered to help remove the obstacles of the way of the followers to ensure success. So we are moving on, and next week we'll come back to the leader behavior, which we should have done before this, as I have already indicated. But we are going to do strategic leadership plan for organizational success. Right. So what are we looking at? We're saying that leadership is not solely the responsibility of the one on top. We have people who are working at the operational level, and then we have the strategic leadership. So the day-to-day running of the organization, ensuring that people are performing. So we are looking at more of the line managers, that the people who ensure that the people the subordinates are provided with the needed skills, the needed knowledge, and they are effective in what they do. That is more of the operational leaders. Then we also have the strategic leaders. Now, these are the leaders who we will say have to come up with where do we move to as an organization. So our vision, our mission, our everything, that strategic direction, it's carried out by the strategic leaders. So the strategies, the systems, the processes, the main ones, and based on that, the operational leaders to derive theirs from it. So that is the strategic leader or strategic leadership. So it's only about that. What or who is really a strategic leader? Strategic leadership, that is what the strategic leader does, is one's ability to think ahead. So you don't wait for the issue to happen before you think of how to manage it. You anticipate, you envision, and you work with others to initiate changes, to implement changes that would ensure that the organization will continue to be viable both now and the future. So in your own little space, what are you doing? Would you describe yourself as a strategic leader? Or you would always wait for the issue, the challenge, whatever it is, happen before you act? It is only when you have come up with the vision, the mission, that you will be able to anticipate and work towards it. So a strategic leader would always anticipate the ifs. What will happen if? What will happen if not? If it happens, what am I going to do? And these are all questions that the strategic leader will have to answer for him to be effective. So every strategic leader is forward thinking. You don't wait for whatever is going to happen before you start. You anticipate future trends, looking at how people are now interested in IT. And so far as our business is concerned, what are the probable issues that will come up within our business, our space of operation? So you think ahead, identify opportunities, put in place appropriate strategies before they become threats. Strategic leadership is influence-oriented. And so as for leader, we know that it's more how you will be able to influence people. And if you look at the slide, you realize that it's a two-way influence. So if you are a leader and you think, and I always say that, even though we are interested in getting the A's, getting the A-, big grades, it's also important to think about how we even outside the next.
Hello, Prof T.
Hello, Patricia.
Your voice is gone dim. You can have.
Okay, so that's
Okay.
recording. Are you able to stop recording? Let me go up, use another machine, and then so that there won't be any interruption. So I would go off and then I will rejoin with another machine. Let me just get the, how do I even log?
Like now it's better, but at some point it goes.
So it's better now.
Yes, madam, you are very audible. It's loud and clear.
Anyway, so let me still continue. Anytime it goes off, you draw my attention. So as I was saying, it is a two-way influence. So if you are a leader and you think or you feel that I am the boss, so nobody should give me any suggestion. It is what I say that is final. You are not being a strategic leader. You should always seek the views of the people you work with. So there will always be what we call the co-creation. You are the process owner. Yes. Every leader is a process owner. But in as much as you are the process owner, it is best for you than to create alone. Another is in strategic leadership, you are systems aware. What do we mean when we say you are systems aware? Now, even before then, anyone to help us understand what a system is? What is a system? Hello?
Hello, madam.
Yes. What is a system? I have 20 people. What is a system?
Hello, Prof. Hello, Prof.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, so Prof, with system, it will.
Let me know your name out.
The name is Esther, Prof.
Thank you.
Hello, Prof.
Go
Can I
ahead.
go on? So, Prof, when we talk of system, it's a group of parts, and it will depend on where you're referring to. So, it could be people, it could be machine, it could even be the human body. So, we say it's a group of connected parts that will work together to achieve a common goal. So, like I'm saying, it would depend. So, it could be on information, even the human body, machines, but whatever it is, it's a group that comes together to achieve a common goal.
Okay. So a system is anything that has parts, and the parts work together to achieve a goal of that. So as Esther rightly said, human beings are systems. We have our head, our hands, blah, blah, blah. And each part will have to work well. And to ensure that the system is achieved. So in the organization, we have departments, we have units, we have sectors. Each will have to work for the whole to achieve a goal. So as a strategic leader, don't think only the finance department is important because that is where the money comes from. Don't think the HR department is more important because that is where we have the people, even though the human beings are the most valued assets in the organization. So you should know how the functions, the processes, the people interconnect, interact for the organization to achieve its goal. And strategic leadership is action-driven. So we have come up with our vision, we have come up with our mission, we have come up with our timelines and how we are going to measure our achievements. So these will be seated on a paper, on a document of some sort.
Prof,
But
good
to what
morning.
extent, Yolanda, thank you. Good morning.
Okay, so Prof, with the system aware, imagine you being a leader in an organization. For instance, in my organization, in my office, we have this chief accountant, which if even a chief director approves on releasing a fund, he will tell you no. But when it comes to his part or his department, he doesn't waste time maybe giving out the source or the fund. So if you are a leader in an organization, how are you going to manage someone like the chief accountant I'm talking about?
The question is asked. We have about 20 people here. So I would want to take the views of everybody. But just a question. Yolanda, is this reality or is a perception? I'm just throwing it out, but I need answers so that can you help you
Madam,
as
it is something reality, like something going on.
Yolanda's question. Since it is real, it may not be only your organization. So if some people would want to share experience, that would be very appreciated. Anyone? Share experience.
Prof, can I please share my view?
Please go ahead.
Okay. So we understand that leaders must possess certain traits, okay, or certain competencies, which we studied in the earlier submissions, that you needed to have the skills, knowledge, attitude, behaviors, and then attitude. Now, this boils down to that officer's behavior. I would say that in as much as he is being goal-oriented, trying to achieve success for his department, trying to undermine probably the successes of other departments, it may be a flaw on his side, which of course he's a human being and may have certain weaknesses. But that has to be brought to the attention of maybe the chief director or whoever superintends that particular officer, so that during a performance appraisal session or during a feedback session, he's made aware of that flaw, that the organization is a chain. So other people's successes also thrive on he playing his part.
Okay.
So if he stops the process.
Wisdom.
Yes.
Let me come in.
Allow wisdom to land.
Okay.
Just take note of what you want to say, and then in your submission, you refer to where he was. So wisdom, please land.
All right. So if he stalks the process, making it, centered on his success only, it affects the success of the other department, which in the end goal affects the overall success of the organization. So he shouldn't be self-centered. He should follow due process and ensure that what he's supposed to do, he does it. Just making sure that if he's trying to protect his integrity, then you should make sure that he's following the processes very strictly, so that he doesn't go under the bus when it comes to audits and all of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Wisdom, for your suggestion and your submission. You know that you have a comment. Hello, can I be heard?
Yes, Prof T.
All right. I will Mr. Yolanda.
Prof,
Madam, please, I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Okay, madam, it is okay now. Okay, wisdom. I think you made a point like performance assessment. Okay, in my organization, all controller and accountant staffs are performed or are assessed in their directorates or with control and accountant general. So they had nothing to do with the ministry. So you can't assess their performance through the chief director, right? Here I mentioned that if even the chief director approved it, I remember the general admin is a spending officer. So if the two of them even approved it, he would tell you he doesn't care because there is no money or there is no fund. Meanwhile, when it comes to his department or his directorate, he doesn't mind even spending a whole lot. So my question is, what will you do as a leader, right? Maybe kind of okay. Let me just put it like the chief director being a leader in the ministry. What will you do? Because when you want to mafia him when it comes to performance assessment, you can't. Because everything passed through control and accountant department. You get me?
I'm getting you right. It is more of like a let me be simple. Let's assume that person is wisdom. Wisdom does not report to your chief director. Is that correct?
Yes, please. Okay, so, madam, the part is wisdom.
I'm asking questions so that we can find answers. So wisdom doesn't report to the chief director in your ministry. However, wisdom is supposed to do something for your ministry to achieve this target. Is that correct?
Okay, madam, let me just put it like wisdom having an organization, right? And wisdom having an agency who has deployed someone to work for him, right? Especially with the banks, they have an agency who like deploy tellers and things, so they report directly to their agency.
So you are talking about outsourcing, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. So we have outsourced the cleaning services of our company to Wisdom Company.
Yes,
now,
please.
Wisdom has asked Patricia to come and work for you. Is that right?
Yes,
Patricia is not giving the funds to you. No, Patricia is not cleaning as she's supposed to clean, right? But then because you are not accessing Patricia, when you tell her you didn't clean very well, she doesn't have it.
Yes, please.
Okay. So now your question is, how would you deal with Patricia? That's the question.
Yes, please.
So now we have brought it home now. Anyone to help her. But the question that I keep saying I'm asking is more of questions than answers I'm giving. How have you drawn Wisdom's attention to what Patricia is doing? One, have you drawn Patricia's attention to what he's doing that is not satisfactory, even though you are not supposed to assess it? The first thing is, have you drawn his attention to it for her to know that really you have observed when it comes to cleaning your office, she doesn't clean it well, but when it comes to cleaning her office, she does it well, objectively. Another question is, have you drawn Wisdom's attention that Patricia is not performing satisfactorily, and therefore, as a contract, we are likely not to give the contract to her. That is if we have that authority. So, if you can answer these questions, we want to find solutions to the problem. I realize Patricia will, but if you can give answers, then we can. There's always a way out.
Prof T, please, the
Madam,
voice
please,
is
we can't
going
hear
back.
you.
It's going down.
All right. So as I propose again, let me
It's still the same, please.
let me just stop here. And then we so whoever
Okay.
Good.
I've clicked it.
So you did it all.
I think you made me co-host, so I could just start.
Okay, so you have been able to do it, eh?
Madam, it's recording now.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so Yolanda, we are saying that we need to follow the process. Definitely, he reports to somebody. Definitely, somebody assesses him or her. So whoever it is, for me, the first you have to do is you have to let him or her be aware of the issue. Because sometimes, as I asked first, is it the reality or is it a perception? So if you are convinced that it is the reality, then draw his attention to it. When you are done and you follow all the processes and it is still not working, then you move to the next level. Because you can't continue to be where you are and things will not be working as expected. So going back to what we were talking about, I'm happy about the discourse that has gone on so far. But it is possible to address that issue. So we continue, we are saying that the strategic leadership is forward-thinking, influence-oriented, systems-aware, and action-driven. So now, as usual, these are as we have said, as I've already talked about, strategic leadership, operational management, operational leadership. The operational leaders are more day-to-day. The strategic leader is forward-looking, long-term, looking at the vision, and all those things. So now we will go to our groups. So whoever is recording, at a point, you will please stop recording. And then when we come back from our groups, we would discuss. Now I'm going to put you into, let's see, how many groups can we have? I can't even see how many. How many are we? Okay, so 19. 4 people in a group. Oh. Now, please take a screenshot of this. This is one, and another one will come up. Alternatively, let's do this in class, and then the next one, you will go to the group. So let's see this. So the question is, a plant manager, notices that production targets are slipping, reducing, and she immediately reorganizes shifts, motivates workers with incentives, and ensures machines are maintained to meet weekly quotas. Meanwhile, the CEO is organizing global market trends, considering automation, investment, and planning how the company can remain competitive over the next 5 years. Which leader is demonstrating operational leadership and why? And which actions reflect strategic leadership in this scenario? Hello? Do I have people in class?
Yes, Prof T.
Yes, Prof.
All right. So Rosemary, Teku. Do I have Rosemary here? All right, Rosemary joined and she's absent. I note that she can be notified and join later, but I've taken note of this. Rosemary,
Hello?
unfortunately, yes.
Hello, Doc. Please, I'm here. The network is disturbing.
The same, the value is the same. Okay, if next time you type. Robert, are you here?
Yes, Prof.
Any comments? Rosemary, any comments?
Which option?
Rosemary, any comments?
Doc, please.
Should I repeat the question?
Yes, Doc. Yes, Prof.
Unfortunately, I will not. Robert, are you with us?
Okay.
Yes, Prof.
Rosemary, are you able to give a comment?
Okay, so on
Hello,
the
Prof.
leader demonstrating operational leadership.
Hello, Robert.
Yes, so I'm answering the first question.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm saying that on the leader demonstrating operational leadership, we are saying from the first line of the passage, the plant manager was able to recognize shifts and motivate workers with
So my question is, which leader is demonstrating operational leadership?
okay. So that's the plant manager.
All right. Rosemary.
Prof.
Do you agree or you disagree?
I agree.
Why?
Because when the plant manager notices the shift, he motivates the.
All right, Rosemary, I would encourage you to pay attention, okay? I want another person to respond to the why.
Okay, Prof.
I propose you pay attention. It's okay to log on. We need the numbers, but it's very, very important that you pay attention to as well.
Okay, Madam.
Yes.
Ahinakwa here.
Ahinakwa, please go ahead.
Madam, the plant manager is the operational leader because the operational leader is more of a short-term or immediate kind of response to situations.
Sure. Thank
So
you.
in this case, one of the some of the things that she did was that immediately she recognizes the shift, she reorganizes the shifts, motivates workers for immediate outputs, and then she maintains the machines quickly to meet the quickly quotas. So in the short term, she mitigates the issue, and that's what the operational leader does.
Thank you very much, Ahinakwa. All right, so we move to the next one. I would encourage everybody to be present. The second one, anyone to answer the second question for me?
Prof T.
Hello, Prof.
Yes.
Please, this is Jessica.
Jessica, please go ahead.
Prof T, please. I think for the second part, the CEO is demonstrating a strategic leadership where she's looking at long-term goals instead of short-term goals.
Okay.
Looking at the circumstance. Yes, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So at least we are understanding who operational leader is, what operational leadership is. We are understanding who a strategic leader is and what strategic leadership is. My first objective for today's lecture is almost achieved. So now we move to another one. This time round, I'm going to put you into groups and you would answer this question. So I'm going to read the scenario and then put you in groups and then we move on. An acting dean of a newly established university ensures classes are staffed, student complaints are resolved, and faculty meetings run smoothly. At the same time, the incoming dean is more interested in developing a 100-day plan to introduce new programs to ensure sustainability, build international partnership, and ensure funding for long-term research initiatives. The first two questions are similar to the first one that we did, but now we have a second question, the third one, which says, why is it important for operational and strategic leadership to complement each other in a university setting? So, Ahinakwa, you are writing. I'm going to
Sorry,
put
madam.
you, oh, that's okay. I mean, it happens. I'm going to put you into groups, and then we would attempt, where are you? To answer this second part of the question. Oh dear. Okay. Unfortunately, I am not able to. Okay, there you go. Okay. Hey, it says Chat Central University, Chat GPT. Now we are seeing somebody. All right, let me not worry myself. Okay. What is happening? All right, I'm not able to, so let's just go ahead and discuss it as it is.
Okay, Prof, but your screen is no longer showing.
Yes.
I was seeing somebody else. I don't know what are you seeing my screen now?
Yes,
Prof.
please.
Okay. Okay. So let's discuss. I don't know why I'm not able to put you in groups, but let's just go ahead and do the discussion.
Prof, I think that's because you are not the host or the co-host. So if Pat, you can make Prof the co-host, check your buttons, then she can probably have the access to do that.
Since I'm able to share, it means it's likely because I've changed the machines.
Then madam,
Yes.
why don't you join the Zoom with your two machines so that you use the other one to operate and talk through this one?
Okay, that's another suggestion. Okay, I thought I'm just wasting people's time. So, okay, so then let me join with the other one. And then, do I even have the number to join? Yeah. Five, 2, 4, 1, 6, 3, 9, 0, 0, 7, 7, 7, 1, 7, 5, 8. Join.
Recording in progress.
That's
Okay, so Prof, mute yourself on one and lower the volume.
I will have to stop sharing on this, the one that when I talk you can hear. Before I can hear, I can do what I want to do.
I think let me just
You are still
forget
not the
about it.
you can't do it. So Pat, please,
It's
Shrish, you
okay.
the
It's
co-host.
okay. Let's go on. Let's go. Let's discuss in class. I mean, it's okay. Let's go ahead.
Okay.
I thought we could discuss further so that we'll have small groups, but it's okay. Let's go ahead. Anyone to share ideas on how does the acting dean's role illustrate operational leadership? Anyone? Hello?
Yeah, Prof.
Hello, Prof.
Frederick, please
This
go
is
ahead.
Frederick. Okay, so the acting dean's role demonstrates operational leadership by focusing on the university's day-to-day activities and ensuring smooth operations. By this, I mean by making sure classes are properly staffed and resolving students' complaints quickly. And then finally, ensuring faculty meetings run efficiently.
Okay. Thank you very much. So the second one, anyone to Naomi?
Hello, madam.
Isaac,
Yes, madam.
please go ahead. Isaac Opin, please go ahead. When you are done, then Naomi will come in.
Hello.
Hello, Isaac. Naomi, please go ahead.
Madam, please, the incoming dean demonstrates strategic leadership through his 100-day plan, which focuses on long-term institutional growth. So by this, he is introducing new programs that is ensuring the university stays relevant and sustainable. And also, he's also building international partnerships by expanding the university's global reputation. And the other point is that it's also securing funding for long-term research. That is invest in the institution's future academic standing. Thank you.
Thank you, Naomi. Okay, so the last part, which is very important, anyone to respond to? Patricia.
Hello, Prof.
Okay, I thought you've gone to sleep. Please go
No.
ahead.
No, sir.
Yes.
Madam Ahinakwa.
Yes, Ahinakwa, please go ahead.
Okay. Madam, they complement. The reason why they are supposed to complement each other is that the operations leader, the dean, the acting dean, okay. She is seeing what needs to be done immediately. Okay. Operational leadership and strategic leadership depend on each other for whatever organization to progress. So operations, whatever needs to be done today will be the bedrock for which the future plans will rest on.
Thank you.
The operations leader sees what's actually happening on the, let's say, today. Now, so for instance, we're talking about the students' complaints, the resource gaps and all that. That information should feed into strategic planning so it is realistic. The strategic leader now gives the operational leaders a purpose and priority, so daily decisions don't pull into conflicting directions.
Yes, please. That is very correct. Ahinakwa, thank you. Patricia.
So, madam, please, I'll add onto what Ahinakwa just said.
So we'll understand that because the operational leader ensures that the company, organization, or every process goes on smoothly, even if the strategic leader comes up, is able to think ahead, identify future trends or training programs that they need to be able to stay in business as the business environment keeps advancing. He will need the operational leader to ensure that those plans are put in place or are able to go on as it's supposed to be. If the strategic leader comes up with those ideas or comes up with the plans, and then the operational leader fails to ensure its smooth operation of processes, among other things, then the organization is likely to fail, which is why it is very important for them to come together when it comes to attaining set goals of every organization.
All right. Very grateful for the submissions. Okay, so we are getting it right that in an organization, we need both the operational and we need the strategic. If the operational leadership, if you only continue to behave as an operational leader and we are losing the strategic leaders, it would affect the organization negatively. And if the strategic leaders too are working and they are not doing so with the operational leaders, it would affect negatively. So in as much as you have the leadership role to play, identify what you are supposed to do and do it very well. Now, the next thing that we're going to look at is what I spoke about early on. Now, we want to get the strategic leader working very well, because it's only when you know where you are going that you can work towards it. If we don't have the strategic issues clearly stated, be the vision, the mission, the goals, the whatever, then the operational leader doesn't even have anything to do. So we need strategic leaders to be in place. And what are the main traits that we want to see when it comes to strategic leadership? Visionary thinking. They are seeing beyond what we are saying. And so they come up with interesting, inspiring actions. They are emotionally intelligent. And this, we will look at it as a whole topic. To what extent are you emotionally intelligent? And so as a result, if you are getting too excited, you are able to see. If you are getting to be angry, you are able to see. You are able to identify that, look, the way Patricia is looking at me, she is getting angry. Let me manage her anger. So you are self-aware and you are others aware too. You have that strategic insight. You analyze complex environment to identify the levers and that drive competitive advantage. Looking at how people's purchasing styles are, looking at how people are interested, the issues that people are interested in. What new products should we introduce so that we will be at a competitive advantage so far as our competitors are concerned? And that is a strategic leader for you. I would be happy you note these core traits of strategic leaders. We are looking at 5 of them. So one, the visionary thinking. And when Theresa keeps saying, be interested, it's okay for you also to be interested. We are looking at visionary thinkers. We are looking at people who are emotionally intelligent. We are looking at people who have strategic acumen, where they analyze the environment and they are able to identify the things that will help them be at a competitive advantage. It's not about I, myself, and me. No. They are able to collaborate with others. They see that it's better to co-create than to do it alone. So they build coalition and leverages collective intelligence when it comes to the solution of issues, the solution of problems. And it's not about only I know. Yes, you are the CEO. You are the owner of the business, but it's okay to get ideas from other people, because at the end, if you co-create, they see themselves as part of it, and therefore they will be ready to contribute. Strategic leaders have integrity and very courageous. So to what extent are you integrous? Are you trustworthy? So now let's see how North House characteristics reflects in the traits of a strategic leader. But before then, I would want us to do this short. It was actually going to be a group discussion, but I believe it may be a bit difficult. So I'll give you time for you to discuss. Believe I need to do this. I need to do this.
Recording in progress.
So Patricia, if you are the host, can you make me a co-host to see if I can do the breakout rooms?
Okay,
Or you
madam.
are not the host?
I'm the co-host.
So you make me a co-host and let's see if I am able to.
Okay, madam.
When you are done, please prompt me.
All right, madam.
Do you need assistance to make me a co-host?
Madam, I've already asked, so I'm working on it.
Okay. So you click on my name, the site, and you'll see a co-host. Patricia, you're not able to do it then.
Yes, Prof. Wisdom is guiding me, so I'm working on it.
Oh, okay. It shouldn't be too difficult. Patricia, please, because of time, let's continue. All right. Patricia.
Hello, Prof. There is no option for me to make you the co-host. I don't know if maybe the host himself can.
I actually don't know the host, so let's just proceed because.
Or I don't know if I log out and rejoin, maybe automatically you become the co-host.
No, it is the next person who joined. You know, you were the first person to join after me, right?
Yes, madam.
And that is how come that when I went off, you automatically, I think they have made it so that one person is a co-host at a time. So I don't know. But let's go ahead. It's rather unfortunate that we are unable to.
Okay, madam, I can equally create the breakout room so that maybe if you give the names.
Okay, yes. So just create the breakout. If you are able to create the breakout rooms and then put 4 people in each room. How many are we?
Madam.
Hello.
I suggest you mention the name and she just break us into the rooms.
No, it doesn't work that way with us. The system will create the groups. So we are 19 people. So Patricia, if you go to the breakout rooms, it will ask you how many rooms, and then you say assign automatically. I guess you have the question, right?
Yes, I took a screenshot of it.
Okay, so there you go again. So that is the question. So go to, and then you create the breakout rooms, and it will ask how many people in each room. So you create 4 rooms.
Okay, madam.
Automatically, the people will be assigned.
Okay.
And then at a point, you get and then the people will join. As soon as you create, the people will join by themselves. And then after maximum 10 minutes, you end. When you click on end meeting, it will end in a minute.
Okay, madam.
So please try and create the rooms and let's see if it will work.
Okay.
Anywhere that you put me, I would exit. So just create the rooms and let's proceed from there. If you're having challenges, we can just go ahead and discuss in class.
No, madam, I'm not having challenges.
All right.
Opening the rooms.
Okay.
Okay, so madam, the breakout rooms have started.
Patricia, you didn't join any group?
I'm still.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't join. I mean, if you find it difficult to join, and there's somebody who is in class but not in class, he just joined. Umo Kalsum. He has just joined and he's not present. That is why he's not joined the breakout rooms. Please make sure you end in the next 10 minutes, max.
Okay, madam. It's 42. By 40, it was already open. So let's say 51. Hey, madam, I'll try and do something myself too.
Yes, that will do. So you try and do something yourself, and then when they come, they would contribute, and then we'll discuss. And I think you'll be good to go.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Thank you very much.
It is well. And we say them 43 slides.
Doc, please, the time is up, so I want to close the rooms.
Yes. So please close it and they will be back in a minute.
For them to join the main room.
Have you been able to do it?
And I wanted to prompt you before I do.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Right. You are welcome back. Hello.
Thank you, Doc.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, Doc, we
How
can
did
hear
you
you.
go?
Thank you, Prof.
How did it go?
It was
Prof, it
okay.
went well. It was okay.
All right. So, Patricia, how many groups did we have?
We had 4 groups, madam.
And did you identify the leaders?
Madam, they created the leaders themselves.
All right. So, can we have 2 groups share because of time? Any 2 groups. If we want all the 4 to, we can go ahead.
Prof T. So I'll share
Prof.
for
T.
group 3.
Yes, please.
Robert here.
All right, Robert, please go ahead. In
Yeah.
fact, it looks like everybody would want to share, so let's hear.
So
Okay.
from
Go
the
ahead.
passage, we identified the core strategic leadership traits, and one was that Amma was had a visionary thinking trait, whereby she was able to define the clear long-term goal, which is to become West Africa's most trusted digital payment platform. Yes, so in this case, we are seeing that strategic leaders will, theirs is because it's a long-term agenda, they want to position themselves in a greater market space in future. So that's what applied in her case here. Then we also seen that she had the collaborative spirit because she didn't just impose whatever plan she had, but then she collaborated with her subordinates that by involving them in the vision that she had for the business or organization.
Okay.
across the globe in future. And then there was the bit of the strategic acumen, which had to do with the studying the regulations that were done, like within the financial regulations, yeah, from the policymakers as well. So that's on the strategic acumen or insights.
Okay.
Then there's also integrity. So for the integrity bit, that's to expanding into the new market, at least you should know and abide by the laws or regulations that have been set within. You don't just operate anyhow in a new or like in a cross-border system. So integrity here comes to play. So that's what I can say for now. And then on the differences with that as compared to the operational leader. So we are seeing that for strategic leadership, that's long term, but then operational is the day to day. So they don't do the long term in such a situation whereby an operational leader is not going to focus on being the best startup system or business in a cross-border situation. And also we have for strategic leadership, they deal with risk and expansion. And then for operational leaders, theirs is for stability and efficiency. So if you are having a business, you are thinking of how to run your day-to-day in the present, but not thinking, okay, in the next 5 years, where do you want to see the business? You are thinking of, okay, what target am I achieving for today? How can I serve my customers better? Anything that will boost operational efficiency within that day is what the operational leader is looking at or focusing on. So for a strategic leader, they encourage innovation and then change. So because they are thinking into the future and then you do not know what the future holds, definitely things wouldn't be the same. So theirs is to encourage everybody to accept change and then be ready for innovation or try and be innovative in whatever they do. But then operational leaders are more about the now, and then just as I mentioned, the basic day-to-day activities. Okay, let's look at what you are doing for the business today. How are you impacting us today? Not how will you impact us in the next 5 years. So this is the little I can say for my part. So I believe the other groups would like to touch on. Thank you.
And that is group what?
Group 3.
Group 3. Thank you very much. Any other group wanting to share something different or something to add to what Robert has shared?
Okay, Prof. So
Yes,
to add
Alice.
to what our colleague said, okay, I wouldn't talk about the being visionary as a strategic leader, but I will talk about the challenges that she found solutions to as a strategic leader. So one has to do with the environment, things that was not going on properly, and then she was able to study, that is the regulations and then financial regulations and other things that was not going on properly as an organization. So she was able to scan the environment to know where she falls short and then study the original financial regulations and then market differences to understand the external opportunities and then the risk that is involved. And then also she was uh, as a strategic leader, she was innovative because she has a limited resources to scale the operation. She set up an innovation lab to encourage new solutions, that is for scaling the challenges. And then she was also able to build a relationship, a collaborative one, by from the scenario, she built a relationship with others in order to help him expand his uh, business. So, and then with the differences, she was a strategic leader because she was focused on a long-term project. But with the operational leaders, they deal with the short-term.
Okay.
And then a day-to-day executions and then efficiency in the organization. Thank you.
Thank you, Alice. Okay, so otherwise we move on to the next.
Prof.
Yes, please.
Prof, so I would also talk about when we're looking at the
Patricia, we are not hearing you right.
Hello, Prof.
Yes, please.
Okay. So when we were looking at the traits, we looked at having a collaborative spirit, where we said that the leader would get ideas from others and likes to co-create instead of doing it alone. And when we looked at the case study, Amma exhibited that by involving her employees in shaping the company's vision. Now, how did she do it? She collaborated with her staff. She collaborated with her staff when articulating the vision that she had set for the company. Now, this encouraged commitment and not shared ownership. They felt like they are included. Now, because she being a strategic leader, understand that the successfulness of for her to be able to transform the company successfully, she would need collective support, which is why she brought her staff on board, and then we can all attest that in the end, she succeeded. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. I had another Madam.
Yes, Frederick here,
Okay.
madam.
Yes, Frederick,
So,
please proceed.
we also talk on the innovation and growth orientation. So we realized that AMA encouraged innovation by introducing innovation lab within the company and exploring new opportunities through pilot expansion projects.
Yeah.
By this, she demonstrates willingness to embrace creativity and seek modern solutions to business challenges.
Okay.
So Amma, being a strategic leader, continuously look for ways to improve products, services, and processes in order to remain competitive in dynamic business environments.
All right.
So Amma's decision to test expansion in neighboring markets also reflects growth-oriented mindset focused on increasing the company's market presence and influence. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Frederick, for that. Okay. So in one of the submissions, I didn't take note of the person. I like the way the person started by indicating the core traits of strategic leaders. I think the focus was more on the collaborative spirit part. So we're saying that strategic leaders, I'm just trying to draw your attention to how you could have gone around this in responding. You all presented the answers right. However, the way was where we need to look at again, where we are stating the core traits of strategic leaders. So we're looking at such leaders having collaborative spirit. What do we mean by that? And then we go to the case. How do we see that collaborative spirit exhibited here? So we want to know the core traits of strategic leaders, which were evident so far as this case is concerned. And per literature, one of the core traits of strategic leaders is so and so. And if you are this is what it means. So referring to Amma's approach, you can confirm that Amma exhibited this and therefore she possessed the traits. I hope I'm clear on this. This should be of interest to you. And you realize that there are some similarities between these traits and North House traits. Okay. So we move on. We have quite a number of slides to work on, but we have just about an hour to go, so we can have a break before our next lecture. So in strategic leadership, we are also interested in where are we going as an organization? So, and it's more about not today, 5 to 20 years ahead. Where do we want to go? Where are we aspiring to? And every strategic leader, as we indicated at the beginning of the lecture, should work with his people so that they will come up with a vision. And this should be inspiring. This should be motivating. We are also interested in why do we exist? What is our core purpose? What identifies us as an organization, as an institution? Who are we serving? What kind of products? What kind of services? And this can be put together based on the things that we see as important. That is our values and our principles. So as a strategic leader, you need to come up with your vision. You need to come up with your vision. Why do we exist? That's our mission. And then where are we going? That's our vision. What is our strategic direction? What is the strategy we are using? How do we get there? Now, I wish people would sit and then think about a small business you want to set up and come up with a nice mission, a nice vision. So we see that the strategic direction is the bridge between our purpose and our destination. It directs how the resources would be assigned. It also clarifies who our competitors will be. How are we going to position ourselves so that we can get to our destination and therefore achieve our purpose? So these three work hand in hand: our vision, our mission, and our strategic direction. So if we know the destination, we want to get here, we want to be this, we want to be that. Why do we want to do that? What is our purpose? And then how are we going to get there? If you sit back, even as an individual, you should know where you want to get to in the next 20 years. If you do not know it, at the end of today, before the end of the month, sit back and clearly identify where you want to get to as an individual in the next, by 25 years from now. And why do I even want to? Why do I even exist? And so if I know why I am here and where I want to get to, then I need to decide that after my degree, my master's degree, which God willing, I'm getting it soon, MA HRM with informatics. What next? That will guide you. So if you don't gain anything out of today's class, it should lead you to know why you exist. Why and where do you want to get to in the next 5 to 25 years? And if I know where I want to get to in the next 5 to 25 years, What am I doing now as an operations leader? One, operating my own body, my own life. What am I doing now? So that in the next 25 years' time, I can confidently say, yes, this is what I wanted to be. And by the grace of God, I have gotten it. So how do I put together this vision? How do I put together where I want to get to? And in crafting, you should make sure that a vision should be clearly stated. And as he said, it should connect to the things that you see as important.
Hello.
Connecting. Yes, Frederick, do you have a question? Please go ahead. Hello, Frederick, did you say you have a question? Okay. So the question is, I try to connect my aspiration based on what I see as important. I try to put it, it all depends on who you are. Some people appreciate things in a picture form. Others would want to see it in a word form. Others would even want to have it in mind. So try and put it in a way that the people who are working with you can see it. So if you have a vision, when people are joining the organization, make sure they get to know of where you want to. When you are assessing people, when you are praising people, when you are setting targets, let them know where you want to get to and how what they are doing or fail to do can affect it. And as I keep saying, you cannot do it alone. So it's important to ask others for their views, to put it together, even as an individual. You can. Sometimes you are very good at something. You may not know that you are good at that. But through your interaction and accepting feedback, you will be able to know yourself very well and continue going back to it. One other strategic leadership practice. So now we are looking at the practices. So we've identified the need to come up with your vision, mission, and strategic direction. Now, one other practice of strategic leadership is making choices. Now, you can't make a choice if you do not have options. So you only start thinking about making a choice when there's an issue. As simple as it may be, as simple as moving from your home to the market, to the shopping mall. What time am I moving? How am I going? With a Trotsky, with an Uber, with what? So there is an issue, there's a problem. And in analyzing, I'm thinking, let me go get data. What are the risks? If I take a Trotsky, can I get there in time? Will my makeup get spoiled? Will my dress get dirty? Do I even have enough money to pick an Uber? If I pick an Uber, I'm going to pay more, but I'm sure I can get there in time. I'm sure by the time I get there, even if the Uber is not air conditioned, I get the opportunity to roll down the glass. If it's air conditioned, I can have the air conditioner on. My makeup is not spoiled. And remember, the men too makeup, so it's not only about the woman. Then I decide, okay, I have a little money I can spare, so I'll pick an Uber. So I order the Uber. At the end, when I get to my destination, did I achieve my objective? So in strategic decision, I need to diagnose, I need to analyze, I need to decide, I need to execute, and I need to review. Something that we normally tend to forget is the review part. As soon as we are done and goals are achieved, we forget about the review part. Of what use is the review part so far as the strategic leadership practices, so far as decision making is concerned? I'm asking a question, so if you did not hear the question, I'm repeating. I said that in the decision making, one part that we normally miss is the review part. My question is, of what use is the review component of strategic decision-making process so far as strategic leadership is concerned? Wisdom.
Okay, Prof. So evaluating the outcomes of your strategy helps you to assess the outcome and then determine whether the actions taken during the implementation of the decision have been able to achieve the desired goal. If yes, what can be done to make it better? If no, what was done wrong and what steps can be traced back to either correct them or make it better? So it helps to, should I say, re-strategize so that you get it better next time.
Perfect, very good answer. If I had come to class with my maths, I would have given you about 5, but today I left everything. So for today, no marks for now. Wisdom. All right.
You are pardoned, Prof.
Thank you. So we continue with the next. Just a minute, please. Okay. So this is something that we all know. The point is, when we are making decisions, we need to get the right people, because if you are not getting the right people to give you the right input, you are likely to miss it. And if you go back to the earlier slide, you realize it's a strategic leader would always have to base the decision on data. You have to base decision on data. So if you are trying to make decisions and it's not data driven, then you are likely to get it wrong. So data driven, very, very important, but then sometimes intuition too works. So you need to balance it and establish clear means of measuring your targets. What are the strategic thinking tools? Now, in trying to get the data to analyze it, these are the areas that you want to look at. There are different tools. So we have the pestle analysis, where you are checking the political environment. How is the policy, so far as the government policies are concerned, how would it affect my work? How is the economic situation like? What is the inflation rate? What are the policies so far as economics is concerned? What kind of social environment am I working in? What is the technical issues, technology related issues? How is it like? Are there policies or developments moving on, going on within the space that would affect my work? What are the laws pertaining to my work? There's a law that says that I can't deny anybody if appointing the person, if the person is physically challenged. How am I going to apply this within my working space? Another one that is similar is the SWOT analysis, where I'm looking at internal analysis and then external. What are my strengths? I have enough number of people. I have competent people. However, the weakness is my infrastructure is not well in place. But then there are a lot of opportunities out there. So I would want to capitalize on my strengths and manage my weaknesses and also manage the threats out there. So I can also adopt the SWOT analysis to help me make informed decisions. So as a strategic leader, you need to pick any of these strategic thinking tools. Aside this, there's also the Porter's 5 forces. There's also the balance scorecard. All these are available to guide us in our strategic thinking. Now, all the slides that I'm showing, I will let you have them to take and study. Another strategic leadership practice is to build and empower high-performing teams. And how do I do this? One is to ensure that employees feel psychologically safe. And it's something that I think I will talk about very much as we go down. When one feels safe, the person is able to speak up and know that I will not be punished for saying or sharing my views. And every strategic leader, as I said earlier on, it's best to co-create. So if your objective is to co-create, as the process owner, you need to make people feel psychologically safe. Let me skip this one and move straight to the developing a psychological safe environment. So we are saying that people feel or the team feels safe for interpersonal risk taking. They feel confident that they can speak up. They feel fine to ask questions. They feel good to admit mistakes. Just as somebody in one of our submissions, somebody said, you are human, so you can't be perfect. So if you want people to feel psychologically safe as a strategic leader, you yourself, you should be ready to admit your mistakes. And where the need arises, punish people who go wrong. But before you punish them, you let them know what they have done and what they should have done. So what do I do to build this? As I said, you need to admit your mistakes and be ready to learn. So if somebody has an idea that the person wants to share, he or she knows that as for Patricia, as for Frederick, as for Wisdom, Jessica, if you tell him or her an idea, he will bring it on board. He will let you share, clarify, and if it's okay, it will be accepted. If Theresa didn't do it right and you tell her, she is likely to accept it. Or, as for Theresa, she thinks she's all-knowing, so she thinks she's perfect. You are not modeling openness. And so people will not be ready to share ideas with you, to give you data to inform your choices, to help you co-create. Now, if you want people to be psychologically safe, to feel psychologically safe, then you need to encourage and ensure people are able to participate in whatever you do. Invite inputs. Ask open-ended questions so that people can share what they have. Be ready to learn and let people feel they are part. Balance risk and accountability. Very, very important. And so if you are able to do this, people will feel comfortable sharing their ideas with you, letting you know what is working, what is not working, what can be done so far as they are from their perspective. However, if this is not done, well, as you know, country no broke, country whatever it is, we all day, they will be silent. Sit back and observe. So all the innovative ideas that they have, you are not going to get it. And people will tend to leave because every individual is a psychological being, is a social being, is an economic being. And all these reflect in the fact that they would want to feel part of the team. And so if you don't allow them to be part of the team, then they cannot. So somebody, I want to ask a question. And this question goes to all of us. So what would you do when your innovative ideas are rejected, when you know very well that they are helpful for the organization? Now, this is where you have a leader, and the leader, well, one of the things he's supposed to do to ensure he builds a psychological safety environment is supposed to accept innovative ideas. One of us would want to know what happens if you have this interesting idea, you share it, but the leader decides to ignore it or reject it. What would you do? Any response to this? This is a question from one of us. And the question was put to me, and I need all of us to brainstorm wisdom.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. So that's a very good question. My response would be you shouldn't stop sharing your ideas. Why? Because as a person, God has given you that innate capabilities, and which includes intelligence. Now, for you to be able to use your level of intelligence to assist in problem solving in any society where you find yourself, you should be able to share. Now, if you share and that leader does not accept or take your ideas or contribution, doesn't mean that you should stop sharing. You should look for the next opportunity to share another idea. Continue until you get actually your ideas get identified. If the leader doesn't identify it, your other peers or other followers would realize that you have made such an input, and if they are able to implement it in their personal endeavors and it works for them, then you also have that conviction and confidence that your ideas are truly valid so that you don't downplay your intelligence. So you shouldn't stop, but keep going on. Thank you.
Going on. I mean, whatever you share now, you
Madam,
may
please,
not.
can I say something?
Yes, Ahinakwa, 1 minute. I will let you in.
Sure,
Whatever you say now, they may not, consider and use it. But as wisdom said, maybe your submission, it was directed at Ahinakwa. He didn't accept it, but Jessica heard it. And she went out there and she applied it and it worked. Next time, you never know how this would influence Jessica to come to you for something. You never know. So keep going, share. If accepted, fine. If it's not accepted, keep going. Don't give up. Continue sharing. Ahinakwa.
Yes, madam. So, like we human beings are psychological beings. So, naturally, when you are turned down, okay, you come out with this brilliant idea, thinking it will work, and you are turned down. It affects you. I mean, it can dampen your. It can have an effect on you negatively. So you might not even participate in the future. Now, the thing is that what you do is that you go back, assess the strategy, the plan that you had. Go into it. Look at the nitty-gritties. Look at what went. What so sought for the view of whoever you pitched the plan to see what they wanted. Now you go back to the drawing board, okay, assess what you did, collect data. You see, most of these management and top positions, they want something that shows evidence. And we've been talking about this data to back whatever you want to do. So after your psychological part has been purged, what you do is that you look for the technical part, which is what the data and then the strategies that can actually make the thing work. And then you go back. Now, even if you are rejected the second time, you still use the same strategy, purge your emotional distress, go back with driven data, more technicalities, and present it to them. At a point, they will take what you are saying.
That's very true. So do a bit of retrospection and then you act from there. I'll allow Alice in and then we proceed.
Prof, the little that I'll also say is that if I'm the one that's been rejected, then I have to find out why I was rejected. So maybe my ideas may not be in line with what they are expecting or what they want to do. So what I'll do is that I'll find out. I have to get a feedback why I was rejected. Maybe there are some something they were expecting which I missed it out. So I'll then next time I'll then focus on where or to know the directives or their vision, and then I'll work on that and then come again. But mostly when we are being rejected, then we feel like we feel very down and embarrassed, and then we don't want to push again. So I think with that one too, it can help by getting feedback so that you work on it next time. Thank you.
Thank you. Don't give up. If you are rejected, don't give up. Maybe it is how you went about it. Go back, reassess, get another way, and present it. You never know. Okay. Rosemary. Rosemary doesn't want us to continue. Please come in.
Hello,
Yes.
Prof. The
Yes,
little I
madam.
also like to add up is if you have been rejected, it depends on the organization where you find yourself. And then the hierarchy also. Maybe you've been rejected at maybe with your immediate superior. In my organization, it's possible you can bypass that particular hierarchy and move on to another where maybe your ideas might be taken. And sometimes too, some of the overall bosses, this thing, the esprit de corps that you created between you and the employee also sometimes helps, to the extent that certain things that maybe you might try to push through the channel, you can as well send it direct, and it works. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
Madam, I will use myself as an example with what Rosemary just said.
Mm.
In my former office, I went through the same thing. Like, I wrote a proposal about sexual harassment because you'll be working and someone will tap your back and try to harass you. And all of them rejected it. So when I moved to my new office with the director's performance assessment agreement, I just told them to add it, and trust me, they are really implementing it. So it depends on where you find yourself and what's like the kind of advantage they will like that organization, because with this new office, I think others were also experiencing the same thing. So when I brought it up, they were like, fine, why not go and just drop the proposal and just bring it out. And I did it, and it is well going.
Thank you. So there are different ways of killing a cat. The first one didn't work, and she used another strategy, and this time round, it has worked. Good. Okay. So I missed this slide, and I want to come back to it. So we are looking at getting others to be part. How are you doing it? Are you deciding and informing? Are you explaining what you have so that they will buy into the idea and try to implement it? Or you go to them and you share the ideas and you come up with it. And then you agree on something, or you give them all the needed resources and then you leave it with them. And so these are all levels at which you are delegating. But the best is where the team decide independently. You give them all the relevant information, and then you allow them to decide, and then you take part in its implementation. Now, there are different reasons why people decide or fail to delegate. So at the next opportune time, we would discuss why people fail to delegate and always wants to do everything by themselves. So for today, I think I would want to, one other thing that leaders do is to ensure the effective implementation, coming up, creating, and then implementation of change. Change is inevitable. And so there are different models that are used when one's to implement a change. And a common one is Quarters 8 models. So the first 4 would ensure that people become aware and be ready for it. Things are not working. Production is going down. So what do we do? Let's get people together. Let's agree on where we want to get to. And then when we are done, we will let everybody who will have a role to play know it. We've gone through the first 4, where we are creating the need for it, where we are building coalition, where we form a vision and communicate appropriately. Then the next one is institutionalizing it, the next 4.
So to be able to implement, we need the resources, we need the people. So all these things are provided. And this, if we do, then it means we are removing the barriers from the way of achieving those targets we have set for us, or coming up with the change we have planned. But little successes should be recognized. You don't wait till everything is done before you appreciate. Every bit of achievement should be celebrated so that this will sustain the momentum. And then at the end, the change will be effected and people will change. If it's about behavior, people will change the behavior. Whatever was planned. But know that this should be based on the acceptable way of doing things. That is the culture of the organization. Make new behaviors stick in the system. It should be incorporated in the existing acceptable way of doing things in the organization. So bits and pieces are acknowledged, appreciated, and fully blown change too should be appreciated and incorporated into the organizational system. Why would people resist change? We don't know what happened. Am I likely to lose my job? Am I likely to lose the control I have? Would it change my role or my status? Or it would affect me in any other way? If these things are clarified right from the beginning, people will buy in and accept change. So today, we have looked at strategic leadership and the practices that is involved. Who a strategic leader is vis-a-vis who an operational leader is, and a few of the things that strategic leaders do to ensure organizational success. Before I am granted permission to leave the class, may I know if anyone has a question, a comment, contribution to make?
Hello, Prof. T.
Yes, please.
With the submission.
So in fact, somebody, before Patricia came in, somebody wanted me to ask what you would do when you are always sabotaged, when you stand for the truth. Continue standing for the truth. I mean, I don't even need to come to the class. If you are sabotaged because you are saying the truth, continue saying the truth. Because at the end, you will be vindicated. So before I allow Patricia to come in, am I still sharing my screen? No.
No.
So have I given you your individual assignments already?
No.
Not yet, Prof. T.
All right. So I have 2 to be given to you. And then 1 group work to be given to as well. So let me see if I can share this. So I'll start with the group. As a group, visit or engage with any local community.
and identify its most pressing needs. Based on your collective observation and conversation with stakeholders, craft a vision, a mission, and strategic direction for an organization that could address those needs. Present how your statements reflect the voices and realities of the. Now, my main thing is you can put this in AI and AI will answer for you. However, I want evidence of your engagement with the people. I don't know how you are going to, I don't want to restrict you on how you will provide the evidence, but I want evidence of it. So a presentation will be made, and this is how I want it to be done. And the submission date is 30th May 2026. You have my email address. Now I want 4 people, so you decide on the grouping. 4 people in each group. A minimum, how many are we in class?
20, madam.
20.
20. Okay. So let me do 5 people. I don't mean today. I mean generally, in general.
Madam, let us maintain our old group, or
I don't know that you have groups already.
you
We
you
do.
created a group last week.
Last week.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, that's good. I sent it to you. So how many people were in the group?
5 in a group, madam.
Thank you. So let's keep to that group. And how many groups in all do we have?
4, please, madam. 4 groups,
4
5
groups.
in
Okay.
each group.
So group 1 and 2 will do question 1. Group 2 and 3 will do question 2. Am I clear?
Madam, you
Yes,
said
madam.
group 2 will do question 1, group 2 and 3, or you meant group 3 and 4?
Sorry.
Oh my God.
Group 1 and 2 will do question 1. Group 3 and 4 will do question 2. Grace, thank you. Are we okay?
Okay, Prof T.
Yes, Prof T.
Thank you. So, Patricia, who have I been communicating with?
Madam, myself, and
Great.
sometimes
So,
someone.
remind me, I'll send this to you. That is the group assignment. And then there's also hey, have I logged off? No, I hope not. Okay. There's this individual assignment. There are actually 2. I'm contemplating on which one. Let me see if I should do this or I should do this.
Prof
Okay.
T.
Yes, my dear.
If it is fine, you could decide, and then when you send that of the group, you add it to it, and I'll share same with the class.
So I should just decide and give you one individual assignment.
Yes, Prof.
Okay. Not 2.
Yes, please, Prof T.
May I know the reason why you want to do one individual assignment and not 2 individual assignments?
Then you could give this to us, and maybe at a different time. I don't know
Pardon
the
me.
duration you would give. I don't know the duration you would give for the assignment.
2 weeks. This one is 2 weeks after assignment is given.
Oh, okay.
All right. To be considered. Just a reminder this evening, and then I'll share the group assignments and the individual assignments with you to do it. All right. So if I am permitted, Wisdom and Patricia, if you grant me permission, I'll leave the class unless somebody has a question or a clarification. So the rest of my time, you use it to do my assignment and all of this. Yes, Yolanda, I thought you wanted to.
Prof.
Yes,
please,
madam.
If I understand correctly, with the group work, you said we'll present on the 30th of this month.
You will submit.
Submit, okay, on
Yes.
the 30th through your mail.
Yes, please.
But with the individual assignment, you are yet to share with us. And that too, you said it is 2 weeks after it has been given out to us.
In fact, the first one is 2 weeks after. The second one is also 30th. So I'm going to, I'll let you know which one to do. I
So,
may
madam,
change the
it
submission
means,
date.
madam, it means it's the same 30th, because today is 15, today is 16, so the same timeline.
Yes. And the first one was 2 weeks after, in case I don't give it to you today. Anytime I send it 2 weeks after, for the group work, it will come today. And I said 30th May.
All right, madam.
Are you getting me?
Yes, please.
All right. Great. Any other question or clarification that is required? Okay, so you enjoy the rest of the day and you get ready for the next session. All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, madam.
You're
Bye.
welcome, sir. Bye.
Bye.
Patricia, can the recording be stopped?
Okay, let me.
Yeah.
Titi, give me a minute.
No, holla me when we leave the Zoom. Why?
But we don't have a fear here. So Alice, why you mention a fear?
Me kind, I just